Hi, my name is Bob Hill and I'm the president of the Church of Scientology, Mission of Riverdale at 308 Broadview Avenue in Toronto. Happy New Year! Scientology is a practical religion. It teaches a person how to know. In fact, that's what the word Scientology means, knowing how to know. Now today we're going to take up a thing, because it's a new year, of goals. A goal is a known objective. It is what you direct your attention towards in order to achieve the end. Do you have goals for 2021? A target is a step you can take to achieve your goal. It is spiritually beneficial to have future goals. Isn't that interesting? Would you like to know more? Well, today's sermon is based on the writings of L. Ron Hubbard from the Scientology Handbook, Chapter 17, Targets and Goals. The achievements of one's goals, no matter how large or small, the endeavor relies on goals, purposes, and activities being aligned and organized. Now, that was quite a lot that I said in that short paragraph. However, let's take a look at it. If you have a goal, let's say your goal is this year, I would like to, well, let's take a common thing. I'd like to lose some weight. But you don't have your purposes and activities aligned to losing weight. For example, your activities may be sitting around and watching TV. And your purpose of sitting around watching TV is you eat potato chips. The chances are you're not going to achieve your goal of losing weight because there's no alignment. However, if you have the goal of losing weight and your activity level is, well, in order to lose weight, I'm going to have to exercise half hour, 20 minutes a day, and I'm going to have to change my eating habits. I have to stop eating a bag of potato chips every 2 days, or I have to stop shoving, unhealthy food into my body. So you got your goals, your purposes, and your activities now aligned, and the chances are you could lose some weight. Now, it could also be a spiritual goal. One could have a spiritual goal of, I'd like to be more aware of myself. And that's the goal I'd like to achieve this year. I'd like to have personal awareness of self. The activities he gets involved in incorrectly is he decides to go out and take a bunch of drugs or drink a bunch of alcohol. Instead of becoming more aware of himself, he becomes very aware of headaches. And his purposes may be, well, I have to do that so that I can feel better. And that makes me more myself. However, that purpose doesn't align to the goal of being more spiritually aware. So, in order to get more spiritually aware, somebody might have to have an activity of reading up on subjects that bring up your consciousness. And the purpose may be to, well, I got to change my purpose. Maybe I won't smoke as much pot as I used to. Maybe I'll cut back and take some vitamins and fix my body up, and then I can more easily become spiritually conscious. You get it? So you align those things. A goal is not something that one decides upon, which then miraculously comes into fruition just because one decided it would. So you have a goal. It's not just going to happen because, well, that's my goal. No, there's certain things you have to do to achieve that goal. The attainment of a goal necessitates that certain actions be carried out in the real world which affects some change for the better and a step closer towards its accomplishment. Now, one can be working towards a goal but discover that his actions do not yield any forward progress. So let's say one has the goal of, well, I like to I'd like to get married I'd like to get married and have a family. But they don't communicate. And they don't go out and find that person to get married to so they can have a family. Well, the part of achieving the goal may be, well, in order to do that, I'm going to have to get the activity in of improving my communication skills so that I could go out and talk to people and find a person that maybe I could be my partner and I could raise a family with. Now, this occurs not only for an individual in his life, but also for an organization, state, or country of any size. So that's interesting to look at, isn't it? So not only is it important for a person to have these things aligned, but a country needs to have them aligned, or a province. So it doesn't matter the size. We can take a look at what happens in a country when the goal of the country is freedom for all, but you have two clashing ideologies. So you have the goal of freedom for all, but you have these two ideologies that are like fighting each other. And basically by fighting, you're taking away freedom from one person or another, and you're not going to achieve the goal of freedom for all. So this can be a result of the plans, actions, and other factors not being aligned to attain the goal. There are actually a number of subjects that make up an activity. Each of these must operate in a coordinated manner to achieve success in the intended accomplishment of the envisioned goal. Now I'm going to give you some examples of what those could be. So you have your goal. So a goal is a known objective toward which actions are directed with the purpose of achieving that end. You got that? Good. Now, you must have a valuable final product in order to achieve that goal. So the valuable final product is a product that can be exchanged for services or goods of the society. Now you say, well, that means, what do I have to do? Go and open a business in order to become more spiritually conscious? No. If the goal is to become more spiritually conscious, the valuable final product of you becoming more conscious of yourself or more aware of yourself may be to be friendlier in the environment and raise the communication of other people in the environment. So that's an example of what the valuable final product might be. It could be to put a smile on the face of the people you're talking to. And then, of course, you have plans you can put into place to achieve that. You can create an ideal scene. So an ideal scene expresses what a scene or area ought to be. So if one has not envisioned an ideal scene with which to compare the existing scene, he will not be able to recognize departures from it. So the goal is spiritual awareness, consciousness. The valuable final product is, because you're making that goal, you're going to make others around you feel better or happier or in better communication. Well, the ideal scene may be, the ideal scene would be me being in communication with others at all time and trying to make them improve their conditions. Now, can you envision that kind of an ideal scene? Then that's what you're looking for. So that's it for today's sermon. So let's keep those goals in mind. Like I said, the goals could be anything. I took the concept of you becoming more spiritually aware because that may be a goal you're interested in. However, there are many other goals, but try and align them, try and have them set up so that you can work towards it and you have plans in place that you can achieve it. All right? Very good. Thank you. Now I'm going to end with the prayer for total freedom. May the author of the universe enable all men to reach an understanding of their spiritual nature. May awareness and understanding of life expand so that all may come to know the author of the universe, and may others also reach this understanding, which brings total freedom. At this time, we think of those whose liberty is threatened, of those who have suffered imprisonment for their beliefs, of those who are enslaved or martyred, and for all those who are brutalized, trapped, or attacked. We pray that human rights will be preserved, so that all people may believe and worship freely, so that freedom will once again be seen in our land. Freedom from war and poverty and want, freedom to be, freedom to do, and freedom to have. Freedom to use and understand man's potential, a potential that is God-given and God-like, and freedom to achieve that understanding and awareness that is total freedom. May God let it be so. So there you go. Put your goals in order, make it, put it there, align it, do the steps you have to do to make it happen. Make sure it's a goal that's pro-survival, in my opinion. Although a goal can be whatever you choose it to be, but try and do something that's going to create an effect which is the greater good for all areas of life. That would be an ideal goal to achieve. Wouldn't you agree? So Happy New Year. Let's make your goals. Thank you.